This story begins with Jun, a young man who uses his youthful looks to sneak into an elite private school meant for the wealthy. He pretends to be a student, and because he's incredibly handsome, most of the girls end up falling in love with him. At this school, the students don't listen to the teachers at all. They're glued to social media and barely care about studying. One day, some students bump into Jun and accidentally spill milk on his shirt. This irritates Jun, especially because he's actually a top-secret agent sent on a mission to investigate a hidden stash of gold bars supposedly hidden inside the school. That's when a girl named Soo-A sees him and is shocked. She recognizes him. She pulls his ear and angrily demands to know why he's pretending to be a student when he's clearly an adult. Jun denies everything and quickly puts on his student disguise again, but Soo-A doesn't like his attitude at all. She introduces him to the class, and the girls get overly excited, screaming and saying that their goal is to kiss him. Jun ends up sitting next to a student named Dawn, who is regularly bullied by others. Dawn suspects Jun might also be a bully. Later, Dawn's sister, who is in the same class, meets Jun on the terrace and tells him angrily that she'll help him with his mission, but only if he promises not to embarrass her in front of her friends, and leaves the school quickly. Jun, who isn't used to attending classes, falls asleep. When Soo-A tries to wake him up, his agent instincts kick in, and he almost blows his cover. Soo-A smacks him on the head. Then, a group of girls approaches Jun, asking for his social media ID so they can send him love messages. Jun gets confused, changes the subject, and the girls mock him. One day, while wandering around the school, Jun spots a mysterious building marked "No Entry." He tries to sneak in and finds some bullies demanding lunch money from Dawn. Jun hesitates about whether to help, but accidentally makes a noise by dropping a tool. The bullies notice him and demand that he buy snacks for them. Jun, though angry, remembers his mentor's advice to be patient. He smiles and obeys, but ends up getting kicked anyway. He asks Dawn why the students are so cruel. Dawn tells him he's been bullied for years. Jun tells him that unless he does something, the bullying will never stop. Soon, the bullies give Jun his first mission, to level up a character in a mobile game. Jun doesn't understand the game and asks teammates for help, but everyone refuses. Staying at the school starts to feel like torture. Meanwhile, Soo-A notices that Dawn is absent from class. A bully lies and says Dawn is sick. Jun doesn't believe him. Then, he hears a noise from the trash bin and finds Dawn trapped inside like a helpless animal. Jun feels sorry for him. Dawn reveals that he's an orphan and lives with his grandmother, which is why he's often targeted. Just then, Soo-A arrives and is shocked to see Dawn's condition. Lies and walks away. Soo-A assumes Jun and Dawn had a fight. Jun insists he's innocent. She takes him to her office and sees something familiar in his eyes. Something that reminds her of a boy from her childhood who once protected her like a guardian angel. Jun shyly looks away, and Soo-A suddenly falls down in pain. Her back hurts. Jun apologizes to her. That night, he sneaks back into the mysterious building, only to be shocked when he finds Soo-A already there. She points a gun at him, but Jun runs away before revealing his face. Dawn tells Jun about a rumor that the mysterious building is haunted by the ghost of a ballerina girl who died in an accident, and whose classmates hid her body beneath the building. Just then, a bully spits into Dawn's lunch plate and forces him to eat it. Other students stand around filming it on their phones. Jun yells, "Don't eat it!" The bully, enraged, throws the plate and tries to hit Jun. In self-defense, Jun delivers a karate punch that shocks everyone. The bully becomes more aggressive, but Jun dodges and strikes back at his weak spot with a powerful punch. The bully screams in pain and attacks again, until Soo-A steps in and stops the fight. She takes both of them to her office. But then, a teacher steps in to defend the bully, and Jun realizes the school is biased. Soo-A explains that the bully is the son of a powerful congressman, and everyone is afraid of him. Soon after, a video of the fight goes viral. Jun's boss warns him that if he causes any more trouble, the mission will be cancelled. Later, Jun and Dawn sneak back into the mysterious building and discover a human skeleton. They also find out the school principal is secretly following them. She's after the hidden treasure too. Jun talks to his friend about this. But once again, Soo-A grabs his ear in front of everyone and scolds him. Strangely, Jun doesn't mind. It secretly excites him. His heart and body heat up. Jun and Dawn decide to team up against the bully. They anonymously file a complaint. The bully hires top lawyers in response. But Jun makes a dramatic entrance on a bike, bringing a witness who publicly testifies that the bully is a true and violent abuser. The bully punches Jun, but Jun slaps him back. Things escalate from here. Jun proves to be more powerful, and the bully gets expelled. Ale, one of Jun's team members, helps treat his wounds with some medical care. While looking at his lips, feels a wave of desire, which makes her blush. In that emotional moment, Jun gently brushes a leaf out of her hair. Overwhelmed by her feelings, Ale suddenly remembers the school rules, forbidding relationships between students, so she leaves. But now, forgetting June becomes harder for her. Every time she runs into him, her heart beats faster. Meanwhile, June discovers that his watch hides a secret key, but his sister interrupts, revealing that the real watch he's looking for is inside the student council room. The problem? Because of his bad reputation, he's not allowed entry. To get in, he needs to be in the top 10 academic rankers and gather support from at least 100 students. Right now, June only has 3 signatures, and his grades are terrible. With just 7 days left before exams, his team motivates him to study. They launch a promotion plan offering free sandwiches to anyone who signs in support of June. The plan works, students happily sign. To gain even more attention, June performs a TikTok dance on stage. His dance drives the girls wild. He collects hundreds of signatures. But now things get risky. Girls start chasing him, filming everything. June escapes, realizing he's gathered enough support. However, the principal is not pleased with June's rising popularity. It's then revealed that her daughter, Lena, is being fed special pills to remain the smartest and most popular student. On the other side, June learns that Soo-A is coming to visit his house, but there's a problem. The address he gave her is fake. He doesn't actually live there. With only 15 minutes to prepare, his team scrambles to transform a borrowed room into something that looks like a teenager's house. They grab supplies from nearby shops and neighbors. When Soo-A arrives, the team hides inside the closet. June tries to send her away, but accidentally spills food on her. Soo-A asks to use the bathroom and enters the house. As she's changing clothes, the tension builds. One team member's finger gets stuck in the closet door. June manages the situation as best he can while Yoshua helps clean up. In this moment, the romantic tension between June and Soo-A peaks. June holds her shoulders. They gaze into each other's eyes, and accidentally, their lips touch in an unplanned kiss. Just then, someone in the closet sneezes. Another team member tries to cover their mouth, but in the chaos, the closet bursts open and someone falls out, right in front of June and Soo-A. Shocked, Soo-A asks, "Who are these people?" June and his team lie, saying they work at his family's store and were planning a surprise party. Soo-A doesn't buy it. To cover things up, June pretends to be sick and collapses. His friend picks him up and carries him away, acting dramatically. The next day, exam results are announced. June is nervous, but when he checks, he finds he made it into the top 10. Now he can enter the council. The only step left is to convince the council leader. June brings herbal tea to the leader and imagines himself like a heroic protagonist. Lena, the principal's daughter, rejects his gift, and June storms off in frustration. Still, other girls at school call him cute. Unexpectedly, the council leader accepts him, and June celebrates his success. Soo-A becomes suspicious of June's sudden rise. She calls his previous school to check his background. But one of June's team members pretends to be a teacher and assures her that June was an excellent student. June's sister is also in the council, but she doesn't want him to recognize her there. June respects her wish and secretly congratulates her on being a top student. Later, when Lena sees June with his sister, she invites them to dinner. During the dinner, Lena sees June without his school uniform and becomes impressed. She bluntly asks, "Are you two a couple?" June and his sister are stunned but lie and say they're just childhood friends. Hearing this, Lena feels free to pursue June. She sends his sister away to buy tights. But as she's leaving, June stops her and tells Lena, "She's not your servant." Later that night, June sneaks into the place where the cursed watch is hidden. A note slips under the door. "Nice to meet you, June." Someone clearly knows his secret identity. His team tells him to find out who the culprit is. When June checks the CCTV footage, all data is wiped. He then discovers that the school's security guard is behind it. The guard blackmails him, threatening to reveal his secret unless paid. They arrange to meet on the terrace, but when June arrives, a loud sound erupts. The security guard has fallen from the rooftop. Then he fights the man who pushed the guard and finally manages to escape. That's when we find out the man is actually the school's vice director, who's been working alongside the principal doing all sorts of dark and shady things. The principal's true nature is revealed. She literally shoots people just for fun. The next day, the news of the guard's death spreads like wildfire through the school, along with terrifying rumors that make everyone uneasy. June feels down, and Soo-A notices his academic performance dropping. But what bothers her the most is not being able to look at his lips anymore, her favorite secret habit. She asks him what's really going on. And finally, June gives in and reveals his true identity. He's a trained agent from the National Intelligence Service. Soo-A is a bit shaken, and June locks the door, giving her two choices. Either stay silent and help protect the country, or go to jail for 20 years. Silently, Jun wishes she chooses to stay. He's about to kiss her, when his teammate suddenly barges in and scolds him for pressuring a civilian. Jun sincerely apologizes to Ajwa and asks her to keep the secret. Ajwa raises an eyebrow and asks, "What do I get in return?" She imagines becoming a school hero for exposing a dangerous spy, but the truth is, her heart is full of love for Jun. She promises to keep the secret until the mission ends. With one condition, she wants to join his team. Jun hesitates, saying it's too dangerous, but when he holds her hand, her entire body explodes with emotion. She blushes so hard that Jun thinks she's sick. When he touches her, she suddenly snaps back to normal and awkwardly pulls away, shouting that they're just student and teacher. At school, everyone starts assuming they're a couple. Ashwa yells, "That's not true!" But no one believes her. Now they secretly meet like lovers. One day, Ashwa tells him a tragic love story. Two students deeply in love. But the girl got pregnant and was abandoned. She took her own life, and since then, the piano the boy used to play starts playing on its own. That same piano is in the principal's office, and Jun needs to get there, because that's where a treasure is hidden. But he can't access it anymore because he got kicked out of the student council for skipping too many classes. He also lost 20 reputation points. Now, he has to earn those points back. Ashwa brings good news. The school is looking for promotional models, and getting selected will earn 25 points. Jun enters the photo shoot, but his smile looks painfully forced. Soo-A teaches him how to smile from the heart, and her smile could melt anyone. Jun takes the photos with full dedication, and when his pictures are posted, girls go wild, saying he's hotter than a baker's armpit. Soo-A loves seeing him genuinely happy. Jun suddenly remembers his childhood deskmate who looked just like Ashwa. Maybe fate brought them together. Then it starts to rain, and Jun sees her looking even more beautiful. Suddenly, a bike speeds toward her and Jun saves her just in time. In the rain, they gaze into each other's eyes. Soo-A asks, "Why are you smiling like that?" And Jun says, "Because you're the most beautiful person I've ever seen." Soo-A starts dancing in school, her love literally pouring from her soul. Jun catches her mid-dance, and she quickly changes her expression and pretends she doesn't care about him. Jun walks up and gently says, "I like your happy face," leaving her completely speechless. She expected something flirtier, but Jun just says sincere things that go straight into her heart. The promotional model voting begins. Soo-A secretly votes for Jun, her way of confessing her love. When results come out, Jun wins. Everyone's obsessed with his intense eyes. While they celebrate, Jun's team drops a bombshell. All these school crimes might be connected to his missing father. Now, the most important people in his life are his dad and Soo-A. Soo-A begs to join the team, but Jun refuses. If anything happened to her, his life would feel meaningless. But Ashwa still joins, under one condition. She will never stay more than 5 meters away from Jun. Now, Jun keeps an eye on her constantly. He starts training her in martial arts for self-defense. During one hold, Ashwa grabs his body tightly and Jun, for the first time, turns completely red. Soo-A asks what's wrong, and Jun makes an excuse, saying he needs a cold shower to stay in control. He pushes down his feelings and refocuses on the mission. Then they get invited to the school party. Jun shows up in a sharp suit, looking like a true hero. All the girls at the party are completely stunned by him. Jun separates from the group to spend a moment alone with Ashwa and gives her a beautiful necklace. The gesture is so heartfelt that it takes her breath away. Everything feels so magical, like Jun and Ashwa are a real couple. But then reality hits. Their actual mission is to break into the principal's office and investigate the cursed piano. They plan to cut the power to the entire school. As soon as darkness falls, they use the chaos to make their move toward the office. But just as they're about to reach it, the power comes back on, and the plan fails. Luckily, they had a backup. One of their teammates distracts the security team watching the CCTV cameras. This gives Jun and Soo-A a window to sneak into the principal's office. But the moment they step inside, guards surround them. Jun immediately jumps into action protecting Ashwa, but the guards don't back down, so Ashwa joins the fight. Together, they make an incredible team, unstoppable. Just as one of the guards is about to strike Jun, Ashwa saves him by injecting the attacker with poison. Jun never forgets that moment. They finally reach the piano and try playing it, expecting it to unlock a secret, but nothing happens. Then Jun stumbles upon a file, a dossier containing all of his personal information, even details about his national intelligence operations. On the way back, Jun doesn't speak, shares nothing, and even walks out of the car silently. His trust is breaking. He starts to suspect there might be a spy inside the team. When Ashwa confronts him, she senses his pain. June finally admits that the only person he can truly trust now is her. Later, Soo-A makes a shocking discovery on the school computer. Students' grades are being faked. Exam results are predetermined. She rushes to report this to the police, but the principal intercepts her and mimics a gun gesture to her head, threatening her. But Soo-A isn't someone who gets scared easily. The principal then orders her assistant to eliminate Soo-A. June overhears this and remembers his promise to always protect her. He decides they can no longer stay apart, for her safety. During the investigation, the team watches a surveillance video showing June and Soo-A looking at each other with so much love that the emotional tension in the room becomes unbearable. The mission now has a deeper meaning, because their hearts have become one. But when June returns home, he finds chaos. Soo-A is lying unconscious on the floor, her body bruised. He rushes her to the hospital. The doctors reveal she was almost fatally stabbed. June is devastated, but when they say her pulse is stable, he finally breathes. Along with his mother, he holds Soo-A's hand and urges her to be strong. He stays by her side for days, skipping classes. Back at school, rumors fly. Everyone starts believing they're really a couple. When Soo-A wakes up, she tells June that she got attacked because she exposed the grade fraud. It turns out many of the teachers are involved in the scam. If proven, the school could be shut down. To prove the truth, a retired math teacher becomes a key witness. But the principal gets to him first. Just as she's about to eliminate him, Jun bursts in and fights off the attackers with powerful kicks and punches. The evidence is saved, and the truth spreads across the school. Parents are furious. They feel betrayed. The media turns against the principal, and she's taken to the police for questioning. She's humiliated, but all she can think about is revenge against Jun and Soo-A feel proud of standing up for the truth, risking their lives. But soon, the principal gets released from jail, and her revenge begins. She confronts Jun in front of the entire school, breaks his school badge, and announces his immediate expulsion. The students are outraged and begin to protest. Jun thanks them all and says they've been the best friends he's ever had. The principal enforces new rules in the school, strict discipline, and now even lunchtime is based on grades. Students with lower grades eat last. If anyone breaks the rules, they're physically punished. Then the principal leaks a photo of Jun and Soo-A eating lunch together. She accuses Soo-A of having an inappropriate relationship with a student and orders her termination. As Soo-A is being escorted out of school, Jun arrives like a true hero and shuts the principal down in front of everyone. Jun pulls out his ID card, revealing he's actually 31 years old, meaning he's not a student. So having a relationship with Soo-A isn't illegal. Everyone is shocked. Then, Jun confesses his love for Soo-A in front of the whole school, saying, "She's the only girl in my life." From that moment, everything changes. Now the director is completely furious and tries to spread fake news. But she's shocked to find out that even her own daughter is against her, because she's become such a terrible person. Meanwhile, Jun plans to secretly break into the school at night because a hidden treasure is buried under the founder's statue. That's when Soo-A's mother shows up and offers her help. She's the leader of the legendary fried chicken gang and has her own score to settle with the director. At this point, the director has become the enemy not just of the students, but of the entire city. While the guards are busy with school security, Jun sneaks inside. Beneath the founder's statue, he discovers a secret trapdoor that leads to an underground cave. But instead of gold, he finds something devastating, his father's skeleton, who had been missing for years. It turns out he was killed, shot by none other than the director of intelligence. Jun holds a funeral for his father, paying his respects along with all his friends. Then, in a rage, he storms into the director's office and holds her at gunpoint, demanding to know why such a valuable secret agent like his father had to die. He breaks down crying, but before he can do anything else, the Secret Service storms in and arrests him. Suddenly, Joshua attacks the guards with a fire extinguisher, and Soo-A helps free Jun. Then they uncover the truth. Jun's father had discovered the director's plot to steal the gold and was killed to silence him. Sometime later, a man shows up claiming he has information about the gold bars, but when Jun gets there, the man is already dead, and someone attacks Jun from behind. When he wakes up, there's a bloody knife in his hand, the murder weapon. He's been framed, and the whole story explodes across the news. The director announces that Jun will now rot in jail for 30 years. As he's being transported to prison, Jun fights the police, and their vehicle crashes. Barely alive, he drags himself to a phone booth and calls Soo-A for help. She rushes to him, takes him to her room, and nurses him back to health. When Jun recovers, his friends celebrate, but then the Secret Service surrounds them. They're forced to escape by smashing a window and landing on a mattress below. Back at school, Soo-A tries to return, but the principal has fired her. When the students find out, they rise up in protest. They say Soo-A was not just their best teacher, she was their true friend. The director ignores the protests. But the students start a signature campaign to get her removed. The campaign succeeds, but suddenly, the lights go out, and gasoline starts dripping from above. The director appears, holding a lighter, threatening to set everyone on fire. June arrives and calmly gives her a gun, asking her to calm down. But this only makes her feel more powerful. At that moment, her own daughter tries to stop her, and the police arrive. Realizing she's completely alone now, the director drops the lighter, but June catches it at the last second and saves everyone. The police arrest the director. Right after, June collapses from stress. The next day, he wakes up surrounded by his friends and learns he passed out from emotional exhaustion. In that moment, he realizes how lucky he is to have such good people around him. Later, a murder trial begins against the director. She's found guilty and sent to prison. June's final day at school arrives. He says goodbye, but it feels like no one notices. As he walks out, students throw paper airplanes at him. Filled with messages of love and gratitude, June becomes emotional. Eventually, he discovers that the gold his father was protecting had been hidden in their home all along, kept safe for him after his father's death. June tearfully thanks his father, who is now watching over him from the skies. Now June is dating Fan, and realizes that all he ever wanted was her love. One night, during a celebration with all their friends, he takes Soo-A up to the observatory roof, pretending it's just to watch the stars. But really, it's to see the light in her eyes. There, he surprises her by slipping a ring on her finger. Soo-A smiles and says yes. They share a passionate kiss. Because when love is real, you don't need words. Your heart, your eyes, and your lips say everything. And the best part? Jun becomes a teacher. He now teaches the next generation about friendship, courage, and most importantly, love. Because love is the true nectar of life, the fire of the soul, and the real treasure of our existence. If you liked this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon.